Amazing. Thank you so much, Bill. Good morning on a clear day indeed. It's so nice to see you guys. Welcome to Unity of Orange County. How are you doing today? Oh, it's so nice to have you here. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. We'd like to get our vibration going together, synchronicity, by singing. Spirit's in this place. Go ahead and rise. And there's the words right there. It's like magic. Here we go. We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof and shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. We sing in celebration. We sing with words of prayer. We affirm all life as sacred. We declare that peace is is here. All right, sing out. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. You sound great. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Oh, you sound so nice. Before you're seated, take a second and welcome your neighbor with a warm unity greeting. Yeah, we had a bunch of last second people come. I don't know if Rob, you're going to guess or mom. It's not honestly, it's not a lot. I've done more. This is pretty tame. This is pretty tame. No, it's not as easy as where we were, but it's as simplified as it can be for what is effectively a set up and tear down service. All right, as you return to your seats, we're going to welcome Tina. Tina can't get by though. This traffic jam happens here too. Welcome Tina to the platform. Hi Tina.
Hi Tina. Good morning everybody. Good morning. How are you today? Good. It's so nice to see you here on this beautiful September day. Wow. What happened? Well, we are welcoming you here and those watching us on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. We know that you have other places that you could be, so we are grateful that you are here today with us. So we always start our service by affirming our prayer for our church, our vision, and our mission statements. So our prayer for our church together: God is our strength, our substance, our source, and our supply. We open our minds to ideas, and we are grateful for the flow of good in our ministries. And our vision statement: we are love, honoring the divine in all. And our mission statement: we awaken, inspire, and transform lives through loving kindness, education, and service. And at this time, we would like to thank those that helped make this service possible. Our music director, Tom Keys. He's also our AV person. Our keyboard, no, he is not keyboard. Used to be, but he is now our pianist and our choir director, Bill Wolf. Welcome home, Bill. It's nice to have you here. John is on camera. Waverly is streaming. Our trustee today is Rosemarie. Our greeters today were Linda and Jeannie. Thank you so much for stepping up and being a volunteer. Our hospitality today, our dynamic duo, Carla and Sandy. They provided hospitality today. So thank you so much. Our speaker today is Rev Allison. Welcome back. Rev Allison's talk title, Life Cycles. Every new beginning is some other beginning's end. So perhaps there is something that you have been clinging to too long, when what may be needed is a time out for personal revelation and refocusing. How do we know when this is so? Listen to your heart and your body wisdom. It is saying, okay, I have done my part to enhance your life. It's time for a time out. Change is scary until it isn't. All that is has a beginning and an ending. Where there is a period of or restoration, join us as we learn how to navigate the cycles of our lives with spirituality and grace. Looking forward to your talk. Okay, we have a few announcements today. Our wonderful, very special MOR, which is a minister of record, Rev Robin, is completing her time with us at the end of September. Next week will be her last time speaking as our MOR, and we would love to share time after to celebrate and thank her for all that she has contributed to our success. So please plan to stay for fellowship next Sunday so we can show Rev Robin how much we love her. And she really, a lot of you that are new don't really know her because she takes care of us behind the scenes. So she is our minister of record. That's what an MOR is. And she also has another church that she handles. So she takes care of our administrative end of it, makes sure that we were on track with Unity, all of the guidelines that we're supposed to have. And so she has just been wonderful with us and for us in this past year. But one nice thing, though, is that she has agreed to continue to be a speaker. So she will be coming back frequently to be our speakers. So that's really fantastic. And part of her leaving is why we are looking for a part-time minister. So we have that in the hopper as well. All right. One wonderful thing that we have going on right now is we have a service project. Throughout September, our Unity community is invited to gather items to be collected and brought to church on Sunday, October the 5th, for a blessing bag assembly day. After service, we will set up bags and items for our Unity friends to fill, and we will also invite our congregants to write a blessing, a prayer, or a word of encouragement to put in the bags. Congregants will then be able to take a bag with them to carry in their car to give away to our unhoused friends in need. And we come across those also with animal friends who need blessings as well. A large portion of the leftover bags will also be distributed to the downtown Santa Ana, where Shanice and Aaron, Dave and Dave live, and an area of great need. And through a homeless outreach program through an organization called Godspeed. And so what we are asking is that you bring these items that are on the list here. We have flyers in the back, so you can take a flyer home with you. And then on Assembly Day, Shanice has everything all lined up, and you just go by, have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then everyone will take a bag or so home with you, and whenever you see an unhoused person that in need, you have a blessing bag for them, and you can just hand it to them. And we've done this in the past, and it's been so successful. People are so grateful to have things, something as simple as a toothbrush and toothpaste. And socks. Boy, do they need socks. So we really appreciate that, and it's a project near and dear to our heart. So today we will have a circle of connection after our service, and please join us to connect and discuss Reverend Allison's message. And these are always so interesting to go deeper into what the message is. So it will be shortly after service. Someone will be ringing a bell to get your attention, to let you know we're gathering now, and we'll probably have a circle over here. You'll know. All right, the book club will be beginning a new book. It's titled Hiring the Heavens, a Practical Guide to Developing Working Relationships with the Spirits of Creation. The start date is this Wednesday, September the 10th, from 6:30 to 8 on Zoom. So please sign up. There is a sign-up sheet. Howard has one in the back there, and you will be given the Zoom link at that time. And it's once you get into it, it's really quite interesting. So think about that. Unity Day of Prayer is coming up from September the 10th at 5 o'clock and September 11th at 6. Unity Worldwide will be offering an online event that we can join, and you can find the information on unity.org. Search World Day of Prayer, and this is a way that you can connect with the larger community. Okay, we have a new address for Unity of Orange County, and this will be our permanent mailing address. The address is 25310 Moulton Parkway, Suite O, and P.O. Box 533 in Laguna Woods 92637. Okay, and that's all the information I have for you today. That's enough.
Thank you so much, Sheena. All right, so as you heard, we're talking about cycles and circles today. And both of the songs today were suggested kindly by Rev Allison. So it's always exciting to get suggestions that I can use. Circle of life. From the day we arrive on the planet and blinking step into the sun, there's more to see than can ever be seen, more to do than can ever be done. Some say eat or be eaten. Some say, live and let live. But all are agreed, when you join the stampede, you should never take more than you give. In the circle of life, it's the wheel of fortune. It's a leap of faith. It's a band of hope till we find our place on a path unwinding in the circle of life. Some of us fall by the wayside, and some of us soar to the stars. Some of us sail through our troubles, and some have to live with the scars. There is far too much to take in here, more to find than can ever be found. But the sun rolling high, neath the sapphire sky, keeps great and small on the endless round. It's the circle of life. It's the wheel of fortune. It's the leap of faith. It's the band of hope till we find our place on a path unwinding in the circle of life. It's the leap of faith. It's the band of hope. Till we find our place on a path unwinding. In the circle of life. On a path unwinding. In the circle of That's such a fun song to sing. All right, it's time to get ready for our daily word and meditation. We're going to sing a song together, feet flat on the floor, comfortable in your chair. And this is a song that is an affirmation. So as you're singing it, I want you to think about the words. It's in the silence. In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence, where every color blends and every rainbow ends, good is there. In the light, now you find that you know peace of mind. In the silence, your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Love is there, peace is there, truth is there, God is there. I want you to hold on to that as we go into our meditation, and let's welcome Rev Allison to the platform.
Thank you. First, we're going to take a moment. We're going to light the Christ candle, and we're just going to do that to remind ourselves that the Christ light is burning always and ever and within us, in each and every one of us. So we just represent that right here and right now. And as that light starts to shine, let's just take a moment and bless the prayer box. And let's know that the prayer is in the asking. So we know that any prayer that is here, any prayer that is still waiting to be discovered and brought forth, is already being answered in the right and perfect time and in the right and perfect way. And we are so very blessed for this knowledge, for our connection, and for the knowing that this is our truth. And so it is. Our daily word for today is free. I am free through my awareness of God. Visualizing freedom, I may think of a bird soaring above the earth, a child running across the park flying a kite, or a waterfall cascading into a river that will continue its journey as far as I can see. Beyond these exhilarating images, another more personal example evokes a feeling of freedom. My connection with God. God is limitless and unbounded. When I align myself with the Spirit of God within me, I feel likewise limitless. This is where my freedom lies. No matter the state of my life or the condition of the world, I remain free in God. I face each day with hope and positive expectation, just as the bird that soars, the kite that glides, and the waterfall that roars. I move freely through life because of my oneness with God. And our scripture this morning is 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 17. Now the Lord is my spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And I'll invite you now to start to prepare for meditation. If you haven't already done so and it's comfortable for you, put your feet on the ground and relax. Again, if you're comfortable doing so, close your eyes or just soften them lightly. And as we gently move into this silence of this moment, let us close our eyes and open our vision to the light and the love that is good. We breathe deeply now, and we feel the deep sense of peace. Changes in life are as natural as the changing seasons. We relax and we breathe into this natural state. And as you relax, allow these words to become your own in the language of the oneness. I am. The peace of God fills my heart. I focus my attention on my heart. I bless its strong and steady rhythm as I breathe in harmony with the universal good. I experience deep peace as I focus within and all around me. In the silence, this peace fills my heart to overflowing. So I relax and I smile and I radiate peace. I am inspired and guided by the light of the divine. This radiant light is within me, and I allow this brilliant inner light to shine into every aspect of my life. My intuition is heightened, and I move easily through every situation and circumstance. I am wise, I am willing, I am guided by the light, and I rest now in this moment. The healing power renews me. The light illuminates each cell of my body. I am filled with divine life and energy and feel it radiate through me now. As I affirm wholeness and love throughout my body, my innate willness is rewarded. I am refreshed and renewed, and I give thanks for the boundless energy and vitality that is within me and expressing as me in this moment. I am supplied with my every good. God is my source of infinite abundance. There is unlimited supply in the divine flow of good. So I relax and trust that my heart's desire is unfolding for my highest and best. I delight in this goodness of my life now, in this moment, in the silence. I am at peace with myself and all persons. When I look at the world through the eyes of love, I feel a deep peace in my heart and mind. This peace radiates within me as me. I rest in this moment centered in this divine love, and I visualize a world at peace. Peace is knowing that the divine is within me. Peace is loving myself right now and here in this moment. Peace is in the eyes of each person I meet. I am at peace. As we bring this time of meditation to a close, you can remain in the stillness, or you can begin to bring your awareness back to this space. And we'll have an opportunity to listen to Bill, who I am told has a wonderful song waiting for us.
Sometimes it takes a rainy day just to let you know everything's gonna be alright. I've been dreaming in the sun. Won't you wake me up, someone? I need a little peace of mind. Wake me from this dream that I have dreamed so many times. I need a little peace of mind. Oh, I need a little peace of mind. When you open up your life to new living, all things come spilling over you, and you're flowing like a river. The change and the changed, you got to spill some over, spill some over all, filling up and spilling over. It's an endless waterfall, filling up and spilling over all, filling up and spilling over. It's an endless waterfall, filling up and spilling over all, like the rain falling on the ground, like the rain falling all around. I've been dreaming in the sun. I can wake up now, 'cause I've got a little piece of mind, filling up and spilling over. It's an endless waterfall, filling up and spilling over all, filling up and spilling over. It's an endless waterfall, filling up and spilling over all.
Let's hear it for our music team. They got it going on. They're so good. And if you listen real close, you'll hear some of those words that he was singing in my song, or in my talk, and he doesn't know my talk, but it's just the wonderful synchronicity of the universe, which I adore. So it is a new month, September, we discussed that earlier, and we're opening up to some new possibilities. A new season is starting to come in. See fall, it's coming out. We're gonna get some little cooler weather. Yes, please. And there's a lot of changes that follow along with that change in weather as well. So that's something that we can all look forward to. And also the celebration that we've been in our new location for a whole month now. This is our first week of the new month. So I think that that's a wonderful opportunity as well. So in the past, I've given many talks, believe it or not, but I've reminded you in one of my previous talks to grow deep roots in order that you can stand tall when the winds of change start to blow. and to sway with that adversity that comes then with, instead of, trying to fight against it, which is our impulse, our reaction, I think, right up against them. But what we want to do is we want to sway with that flow. We don't want to fight against it. Because when human beings are faced with, chaotic circumstances, our impulse is to stay safe. Right? By doing so, what we're doing is we're doing what we've always done. That's our safety zone. That's our comfort level. But to change our course of action, sometimes that even seems riskier than to keep on keeping on what we're doing. And to some, changing anything about our lives can be fearful. Even something as simple as toothpaste. Buying a new toothpaste can cause great anxiety for some people. It's what you've always bought. It's what you know. You don't need a new one. My mom was like that. She always bought the same toothpaste, the same Clorox. It had to, boom, 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 because that's what she knew, and bless her for that. But I think it's because change requires loss that we get a little tripped up now and then. And the prospect of loss is far more powerful than the potential gain. That's what we're thinking. It's difficult for us to imagine what that change will be or what it will do for us in our lives. And perhaps there is just something that you've been holding on to just a little too long. Maybe it's a job, a relationship, or even our wardrobe. Sometimes we hang on to our wardrobes way past their season. When what we really need to be doing is taking a time out for personal reevaluation and refocusing. And I don't know, most of you know, but I was a preschool teacher, so that timeout situation, I understand the timeouts. So how do we how do we know when it's time to have that timeout, when it's time to take those moments? What we do is we listen to our heart and our body and our wisdom. It's right there. Is it saying, okay, I've done my part to enhance your life. It's time for a time out. I personally had this happen to me back in 2015. And I realize that this is ancient history by now, but please stick with me because it's a good story, okay? So I had been at a job, which in the beginning I adored. I loved this job. And I had been there for a little over 9 years. But as the business was owned by a larger corporation, over time the demands got bigger and bigger and the rewards got smaller and smaller. And they exponentially started to just disappear. So needless to say, my love for and happiness in this job began to take a downward turn. However, the insurance benefits were so good, they were almost too good to be true. So I had this schedule that I wanted. It included weekends off. Weekends off. And with weekends off, I could pursue my ministry. So, this is wonderful. And also, of course, I'd come to love my coworkers. That's where we meet a lot of the people in our life, our coworkers. But however, due to physical repetitiveness of this job, I had incurred multiple injuries, some of which required surgery. But I soldiered on through the pain, and I soldiered on through those life changes. However, by 2:14, I was often crying by the end of my shift. And as they say in baseball, there's no joy in Mudville. So every time I thought about making a change, though, I was reminded of those insurance benefits and the stability, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. My body even manifested an illness of severe abdominal pain. Where else was I to carry stress in my body? And this ended up with causing me to have my gallbladder removed. This is some pretty serious stuff. But it caused me to take a leave of absence from that job that I was so unhappy at. But I returned promptly at the end of my leave of absence. It was time to go back to my job. And the universe, in its wisdom, kept prompting me and giving me signs to leave. But I kept not hearing them. So then the universe conspired to have me fall off of a ladder while at work. I kind of related this to the proverbial 2x4 knocking me down, literally, off of the ladder. And on a day in which I had already worked overtime and I was exhausted, I had to stay and put this load away that had come in, hence why I was up on the ladder. So I was at the end of my rope, as it were. I was ready for that timeout. I just wasn't heeding the call. And as a result of this fall, I sustained multiple injuries, one would imagine, including shattering several bones in my left hand and requiring multiple surgeries and extensive rehab. But yet I persisted. I returned to work, albeit it was in a different capacity because now I could not use my hand, so I had to do something else. But I showed up. And even though they changed my schedule and my days off were now altered with this new assignment, I just kept showing up. And basically, I had no reason that I could come up with to stay there. I couldn't do my job, the job that I was hired to do, which I loved, and I was literally miserable all the time. So why did I stay? Because change is scary. Until it wasn't. I'm going to repeat that. Until it wasn't. And I listened to that still small voice. And I went to work as usual. And during what is known as a huddle, and if you don't know what a huddle is, think locker room pep talk. You know, you're in a group, and they're giving you the huddle for the day, the go get 'em kind of situation. And my supervisor, he was relatively new, he said, if you're not happy and enjoy when you come to work, then you need to find something else to do. Well, as you may or may not know, my dharma is joy. So how could I continue to go to a job where there was no joy? But being the practical person that I am, it took me still a few more weeks before I decided to give my notice. And thankfully, I did listen to my heart. And I left there without the benefit of knowing what would happen to me next. And as you can imagine, most people thought I had pretty much lost my mind. And to their chagrin, each time they said to me, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I simply stated, I don't know. But I'm certain that God will take care of me. And the rest is history, as they say, because 2 months later, the senior ministers of my church decided to retire. And they stepped away, and I graduated from being the assistant minister to the senior minister. And I started doing a job which I was called to do and which I loved doing. Now, was this journey without setbacks? Absolutely not. I learned many lessons along the way, of which I will not bore you with the details. But know that they were hard and some were costly. However, I ebbed and I flowed, and I went with my heart, and I obviously came out better for it, with a more quality of life, more freedom, and that ever-elusive joy. And I didn't cry when I went home. What a concept. You see, you can see in my example, we are vehemently faithful to our own view of the world, our story. We want to know what new story we're going to step into before we go and before we do that, before we exit the old one. We don't want an exit if we don't know exactly where we're going and where it's going to take us. And I'm going to attempt to change this view for you today as we look at the various life cycles and how each of them, through change, contributes to the next and to the whole. Eckhart Tolle, in his book, The Power of Now, states, there are cycles of success when things come to you and you thrive, and cycles of failure when they wither and disintegrate. And you have to let them go in order to make room for the new things to arrive or for transformation to happen. If you cling and resist at this point, it means that you are refusing to go with the flow of life, and you will suffer. It is not true that the up cycle is good and that the down cycle is bad, except in the mind's judgment. It is not true that the up cycle is good and the down cycle is bad, except in the mind's judgment. Growth is usually considered positive, but nothing can grow forever. If growth or whatever kind were to go on and on and on, it would eventually become a monstrous and destructive thing. Dissolution is needed for new growth to happen. One cannot exist without the other. So with summer beginning to fade, we'll see that the flowers, which have been blooming abundantly, will begin their down cycle. They may look tired, as if to say, okay, we've done our part, and now we're taking a break. This observation will remind us that the physical experience is really one big cycle of up and down, ebb and flow, where all living things are subject to this flow of life. These flowers do not resist the fact that it was their time to come to an end. It is our judgment that says that they are succeeding more by being flowers in April, while in November they appear to be failing at their purpose. At times I think they seem to know more than I do. Because I know from a spiritual perspective that the life force really does not end there. The body of the flower and the soil in which it grows and draws its sustenance are simply taking that time out. And in doing so, they make room for the new and the unexpressed beauty that yet will come again in the spring. And we can use this same metaphor for many areas of our life. The message is very clear. All that it is has a beginning and an end. Where there is a period of rest or restoration, just look around you. The planets have cycles. Our bodies have cycles. Days end with night. Night ends with day. Summer ends with fall. Fall ends with winter. And winter ends with spring. And so it goes on and round and round and round. It is important to look at this because without the down, there could be no up. The down prepares us for that way up. As far as our personal, emotional, and physical growth goes, there has to be some timeouts along the way, or we would simply burn out. We cannot keep going at that pace. And those timeouts, they don't have to be perceived as down. Because in truth, that's not what they are. It's just downtime. It's our body, the body of our relationship, where they're having those spaces and they go up and they go down. And sometimes they're alone in a relationship, and then you can breathe. You can take that moment and find balance and rest. And I personally need this alone time in order to put all of my effort and joy and being into the relationships that I nurture every day. And if I don't take that time for reading, meditation, even getting a pedicure, then I begin to feel restrained. And I do not give my best in any relationship. So don't fear or resist the cycle of life calling you for that little time out. It is natural. It is a part of what we have come here to experience and to be at ease with. Marvel at how those life cycles flow and then honor them. The definition of a life cycle is the series of changes that happen to a living creature over the course of its lifetime. In The Human Odyssey by Thomas Armstrong, he relates that there are stages of human life. And since each stage of life is its own unique gift, it's a gift that's given to humanity, we need to do whatever it is and whatever we can to support each stage and to protect each stage from attempts to suppress individual contribution to these human life cycles. I'm going to go over some of these stages with you. The first one is pre-birth. I know it's not up there now, but if you guys saw that wonderful graphic that John and Waverly put together. And pre-birth exudes potential. The child who has not been born could become anything. Could be Michelangelo, Shakespeare, Martin Luther. And all of this holds up for humanity the principle that we will all yet to become in our life. The second stage is birth. And with birth, we have hope. When a child is born, it's instilled in its parents and other caregivers a sense of optimism, a sense that this new life may bring something new and something special into this world. And hence, this newborn represents the sense of hope that we all nourish inside of ourselves to make the world a better place. Next, we have infancy, which is vitality. Anybody that's been with a child between 0 and 3, okay, there's some vitality up in there, okay? It's a vibrant and seemingly unlimited source of energy. Babies that represent this inner dynamo of humanity, ever fueling the fires of the human life with new channels of this wonderful psychic power. Then we move into early childhood, which is playfulness. When a young child plays, they create this world anew. Now, I was a developmental teacher, so it was all about, taking a box and making it a spaceship, or playing dress up and all those wonderful different things. And they take what is theirs and they combine it with what is possible. And they fashion events that have never before been seen. And as such, they embody this principle of the innovation and the transformation that underlies every single creative art that has occurred in the course of civilization. We're getting a little older now. We're into our middle childhood. Oh boy, the tweenies. That signifies imagination. In middle childhood, the sense of inner subject self develops this for the first time. They start to get their sense of self. It becomes alive, and they start taking things from the outer world, and they bring it up in the depth of their consciousness. And this imagination serves as a source of creative inspiration in later life for artists, writers, scientists, and anyone else who feels that their days and nights enriched for having nurtured a deep inner life. In late childhood, we find ingenuity. Older children have acquired that wide range of social and technical skills, and they enable them to come up with these marvelous strategies and innovative solutions for dealing with increasing pressures of society that are put on them. But this principle of ingenuity lives on in the part of themselves that ever seeks new ways to solve practical problems and cope with everyday responsibilities. There's many more. I'm going to just do the age and the thing, and I'm going to skip ahead to adulthood. So that's where we're at right now. So in adolescence, we see passion. In early adulthood, we see enterprise. In midlife, we see contemplation. In mature adulthood, we see benevolence. And those of us in a mature adulthood have raised families, established ourselves in our work life, and become contributors to the better life of society through volunteerism, mentorships, and other forms of philanthropy. All of humanity benefits from this benevolence. Moreover, we can learn from their examples to give more of ourselves to others. Then we have late adulthood, and that's 80 plus. There may or may not be somebody in the room who may fall into that category, but we're not going to have you raise your hand. Because, but this stage is wisdom. Those with long lives have acquired a rich repository of experiences that they can use to help guide others. Elders that represent the source of wisdom that exists in each of us, helping us to avoid mistakes, the things of the past, while reaping the benefits of all of life's lessons. And the final stage is death and dying. But this actually represents life. Those in our lives who are dying or who have died, they teach us about the value of living. They remind us not to take our lives for granted, but to live each moment of life to its fullest, and to remember that our own small lives form a part of the greater whole. Thus, we need to be very wary For example, of the attempts to thwart a young child's need to play through the establishment's high-pressure formal academic idea. Recently, I spoke to a friend of mine who is a teacher as well, and she does tutoring, and she related to me that she had been called to do a tutoring job for an 18-month-old child. Having been a child development major, as discussed previously, I was a little bit shocked, as obviously the reaction in the room. We're going to read the room here, okay? She could not, in her consciousness, take this job because an 18-month-old should be playing and learning to navigate its world. And she was told that that child was to sit and look at flashcards and to learn. Yeah, and by the way, the child wouldn't sit, okay, as most 18-month-olds won't, because that is their power, they're going to run. So just as it is important to protect this stage of life, we should also protect the wisdom of the age. So let's meet people where they're at and protect that wisdom. We ought to take the same attitude toward nurturing the life cycle as we do towards saving the environment, saving it from global warming and industrial pollutants. For by supporting each stage of human life, we help to ensure that all of its members are helped to blossom to their fullest degree. Everything turns in circles and spirals with a cosmic heart until infinity. Everything has a vibration that spirals inward and outward, and everything turns together in the same direction at the same time. And this vibration keeps it going because it becomes born and it expands and it closes and it destructs, only to repeat that cycle again and again. Like the lotus, it opens and closes, dies and is born again. Such is the story of the sun and the moon, of you and I. Nothing truly dies. All energy simply transforms. So if you study the rhythm of the life of the planet, you will find that everything moves in perfect symphony with everything else. And this is by grand divine design. The earth has the ability to heal and regenerate itself, just as the oceans have the ability to replenish themselves by turning over their debris in the waves and washing it ashore. This perfect orchestration of the cycle of life is one of the Creator's greatest and most beautiful miracles. And I may think differently than most folks, but I think the reason the world is a mystical, enchanting place is because of this cycle of life. My body will decompose, but maybe some little element of it will be transformed into a particle of dirt that over the years and years will turn into a glorious flower, which will then nurture a bumblebee, which in then turn may be eaten by a crow or a raven. So in my future life, I'll be able to fly. And I look forward to that. And I've always admired the freedom of birds, and maybe that is why it's often said that our loved ones return to us in the form of winged creatures. I know Shanice, she's not here today, but she's a big advocate of that. That if we find a feather, it is one of our loved ones trying to reach out and talk to us. So rebirth gives us a sense of renewal, of sloughing off of the baggage of the past, just letting it go and starting again with a clean sheet. It offers new hope and the chance of self-actualization and becoming the best person that we can be. The late Billy Graham says it this way: God never takes away something from your life without replacing it with something better. So tonight, as the sun is setting down, go outside and observe how it gently goes down over the horizon. I have the absolute joy and wonderful opportunity that I live near the beach, and so I get to see this and witness this every day. It doesn't struggle, it doesn't fight, it just quietly sets into the darkness. And then observe as the moon rises to take the sun's place. And as a matter of fact, it's not a coincidence because I don't believe in coincidences, but tonight there's an opportunity for the blood moon. Unfortunately, I do not believe we will be able to witness it here in North America. But it's out there, and I'm sure there will be pictures, and we will look them up and see it. And I hope that we all get a glimpse of that because it looks really amazing. But notice how natural it seems when this happens. You have no fear or doubt that it will return tomorrow, that it will bring new life and life into your experience. Just a deep letting go. Think about this fact that you have the sun that sets here, but it's also rising somewhere else on the planet at the same time. And then take time to review your personal life today and see where there may or may not be any resistance that you're holding on to. Resistance to the life as it's cycling through the different dimensions. And now holding that all in life of God as expression, let go, let God, and trust the process. And so it is. Namaste. And now I'm very excited that Tom is going to sing the song I want him to sing.
Indeed, we are calling upon the wisdom of 22-year-old Joni Mitchell on this one. Yesterday, a child came out to wander, caught a dragonfly inside a jar. Fearful as the sky was full of thunder, and tearful at the falling of a star. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game. Then the child moved 10 times round the seasons, skated over 10 clear frozen streams. Words like, when you're older, must appease him, and promises of someday make his dream. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game. 16 springs and 16 summers gone now. Cartwheels turn to car wheels round the town. And they tell him, take your time, it won't be long now, till you drag your feet to slow the circles down. Sing with me. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game. One more verse. So the years spin by, and now the boy is 20. Though his dreams have lost some grandeur coming true, there'll be new dreams maybe better dreams and plenty before the last revolving year is through. Sing again. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle again. And go round and round and round in the circle again. Thank you guys so much for joining. Let's welcome Tina back. Hi, Tina.
Thank you so much. What wonderful music. That was great. And Reverend Allison, what a wonderful message. That was just awesome. Thank you so much. Looking forward to the continuation, part 2. This is the time of service where we practice the principle of giving and receiving. And so if you have an offering that you are going to give, or maybe you give electronically, that's what I do. However, let's put our hands together in prayer and let's bless our offerings. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I give and receive always in love. Our church is solely funded through your generous love donations, and we financially support ourselves. So we have several ways that you can donate. You can text 77977, and in the message you can put Unity of OC Give, or go to the website. You can also just mail in. That's really, that's an idea. Either way, we are just so grateful for all of your donations. We also share our donations with Unity Worldwide, also Silent Unity, and then we also donate to the Unity Southern, what do they call it? Southwest Unity Region, where we take care of the churches in the area here. Southwest Region, that's why they call it that. Amazing, right? So either way, we are just so grateful. So at this time, because it is the first Sunday of the month, guess what that is? Birthday Sunday, yay. So if it is your birthday, the month of September, raise your hand so that we can bless you and we can celebrate you. So let us sing together.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you're wonderful. Happy birthday to you.
Awesome. Yes, and happy birthday. And so if we can have Reverend Allison bless our offerings.
Okay, let's just take a moment and let's just know together that when it is in the giving that we receive, when we open that space, it flows easily and effortlessly back to us. And we know that these offerings have been brought forth and that they support our community and the community at large. And we're just so very blessed for everything that we have, everything we continue to receive. So thank you, God, and so it is.
Thank you. What a wonderful Sunday. You can do that. It has been a wonderful day today. Wonderful music, wonderful message, wonderful, beautiful faces here in our sanctuary. So have a wonderful week. Remember, keep your heart lights on. My favorite guy, Neil Diamond. And have a wonderful week.
Yes, thank you for being here. Let's stand and join hands as we sing our peace song and then our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God, and the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. All together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well.